Hi Libra, this is Carrie at wooingnature.life. Hope everything is going well for you. This is your reading for February. We are marching forward into 2020. It's a really interesting time. I've been communicating with people who are spiritually connected and who have been very much preparing. And when I say very much preparing, some of these people have been preparing for years for this time, and definitely for the past 2 years since 2018. So in communicating with them, I've been realizing energetically where we are right now, and we're still crawling. We're still at the crawling phase. And that's okay, because that's all a part of the divine timing. So if you're feeling like things have slowed down a little bit, or if you feel like the efforts that you put forward in January are not working, that's not true. That's like foundation. So really, you were planting seeds in January that you may not see grow for a little while, but that's okay. Just know that they're down there germinating away, and you'll be okay. All right, Libra. So I'm just going to jump right in and see what's going on. We've got the Knight of Cups up first. So I see that you're focused. I see that there is something that you have your mind on at this time. We have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is in reverse. You can see it upright. I always like to look at reverse cards upright, but anyway. So we have the Ace of Wands here and the Knight of Cups. So we're looking at our passion. We're looking at both the fire side of yourself and also the water side of yourself, which is a powerful, almost alchemical combination. You are focusing on, there's something that you are focusing on, something that you are passionate about. It looks like you need to put some old things behind you, though, and that is what you need to do in order to move forward. We have the Chariot here. So your old line of thinking, your old way of thinking, maybe even your old processes, are moving on, and that is very much true for what's happening with 2020. We've got the Ten of Cups and Justice that came out together here, and what I'm seeing is that the Spirit sees what you're doing. This is all, whenever I love this Justice card, because it's like you are seen, you are noticed in the spiritual realm. You're not by yourself. The efforts that you're making are are not lost on Spirit at all. And so this Ten of Cups is coming as a result of you being that open vessel. And that's also a part of the movement. Now, by this being the Knight of Cups here, what I'm feel is that it's still in the preliminary phases. You may not be at that jump off point or that takeoff point. Not the takeoff or jump off. You're not at the point where you're flying, is what I'm getting. But you know, that takes time as well, and timing is very important right now. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. So I feel like maybe, you know, if you feel like things are not quite coming together, it's not that they're not. You know, Three of Cups is a coming together, a joining, and I'm also seeing ascension in this process too. So it's like you got to crawl before you walk, or you got to take one leap and then another bigger leap in order to get there. Okay? So just take your time, Libra. It's not, you know, everything isn't, Rome wasn't built in a day. All right, we've got the Queen of Cups here. Queen of Cups, this, I love this Queen of Cups because, you know, she has the spiritual eye going up. Look up, right? You're staying focused on the goal and the prize, but your spirit, don't forget about your spiritual self. And your spiritual self is connected, and it does see. So you really are relying on your spiritual sightedness. you're relying on your spiritual sightedness, and you know, Libra, because you all are air signs, that might be a little bit different for some of you. Air sign people work from the mind. They're used to the comfort. There is a comfort in your logic. You rely on that, and have relied on it, and do rely on that. But this timing is very different. Where we are right now is very different. So we're being asked to really rely on spirit and not on our own understanding. Been getting that a lot. All right, we've got 2 cards up. We have an 8 of Swords and a 7 of Wands. Again, this is fire, and this is fire and air together. And we know what air does with fire. It boosts it up. Let's see. All right, so the air that's behind you is your lineage. This is lineage. This is could be your ancestral connections, or a legacy of some sort that has been passed down to you or for you. It's something of a spiritual nature that you have to connect to in order to access your chariot or access the vehicle through which you're going to move. So when I say vehicle, I'm not talking about a car. I'm talking about the thing that will move your spiritual focus forward. Your spiritual agenda, your personal agenda. I don't like to talk much about agendas. When we talk about agendas, we feel like it's convoluted or whatever, or it's, trumped up in some kind of way. But when you're talking about your spiritual agenda, you're really talking about your outline. It's like, this is what you have to do. This is what you're designed to do. And so that design is pushing you. That design is what's fueling your decisions. It's what's behind the things that get supported. When you do something or you make an effort and it's supported by spirit and it's like, oh, okay, I'm doing the right thing. I'm on the right track. Yeah, that's basically that. All right, so we got a 4 of Cups here. So there are some foundations still being built. And spirit is trying to communicate with you about that, but it's doing it through feeling and not through the logic. It's doing it through feeling and not through logic. So definitely lean on your spirit, or ask your spirit, your higher self, meditate, pray, ask for direction, ask for focus. Ask for clarity, so if you need the clarity about what it is. And then also ask for there to be for you to have a clear understanding of what to choose and what not to choose, or which thing to work toward and which one not to work toward. We have a Tower here. Tower to me is always about, getting out of your head in some kind of way, because Tower experiences are those experiences that where you're going along at your own pace and you're doing your own thing and you think you got it going on, and all of a sudden everything is kaput. It's like everything that you thought you were going to do, you don't do, or it could be something that happens to kind of throw you off your course. So when that happens, just say thank you, because what it's doing is keeping you from building up on a weak foundation, or it's keeping you from continuing to push forward on something that the eventuality is that it's not going to amount to anything, because where it's coming from is not solid. Right? So, and spirit, will let you go along, because again, it's about divine timing. So if spirit isn't ready for you right now, they'll let you go on and do whatever it is that you want to do, and you just do it. And then it'll be like, why didn't that work out like how I wanted it to work out? Well, because, you were just killing time or something. You thought you was doing something, but you were really just killing time. Anything else here for Libra for the month of February? Okay, we got a King of Wands here. This could be your energy or somebody else coming in. Either way it goes, the energy is about being able to manifest that which you desire for yourself, and not just what you desire, because that word desire is kind of loaded, especially if you're Buddhist, right? But it's not just what you desire, because your desire is really connected to your spirit and the alignment of your spirit with your physical being, right? So it's like we are spirits walking in the flesh. We get that. But in order for things to really move like the way you want them to move with this Chariot here, there has to be an alignment with what you're doing physically and what your spirit desires for you to do. So the King of Wands will put you in touch with that. This could also be a person who is a fire sign. So it could be an Aries or a Leo or a Sagittarius person or somebody of that type. These people are go-getters. They're usually in a leadership position. They're people who will go and try something new. They're daring. They're unafraid. If you just think about those signs, if it's not a person in that sign, but if you think about the sign itself and what their energy is like, then you'll get a good idea of what the King of Wands energy is like. So I think that this is something that's being called for from you at this time. So it could be that there's a person in your life that's showing you that, or it could be that that's something that you need to tap into, and I feel like that's what's happening. The Knight of Swords here, whenever I get this card, this is the second night, so to me that means that things may be happening very quickly for you in February. But in the Knight of Swords here, I get communication being an important part of what you need to do. You need to speak up and speak out about what it is that you're trying to do so that it is heard, and then you can make the connections that you need to make. And I think Libra, you guys are good connecting people, or you tend to connect well. All right, so let's see. I'm just going to look back through here again. Yeah, I feel like there's this legacy that you are walking with, and that you are opening yourself to is there. It's just a matter of it's just like a few little tiny things, that you need to be listening for. And again, communicating to people here about what's in your head, getting out of your head and putting it out in the universe is important. Your focus is good. So you don't really need that much more focus. It's more about blending in the rest. It's like blending what you already have. All right, Libra. So if that resonates with you, I want you to reach out. If you want to dig a little deeper, you can reach out to me at Carrie@wooingnature.life. I'm also offering a class called Tarot for Self-Discovery, and that is an online class. It's self-paced. You can go at whatever pace you want. It's a great way to learn tarot and also learn something about yourself at the same time if you're interested in reading for yourself or reading for other people and learning all of the tarot intricacies so that you'll know how to do that well, okay? And that information is in the description box. If you want to tap in, feel free to do so. And as always, I hope you're having a great day, a great February, and I hope you have a wonderful life.